You think you know me, but you have no idea.
Notorious.
I'm Darren Sugiyama. I'm a 9-time published author, with my books being distributed in 14 different countries outside the US, and I've traveled the country as a motivational speaker. The book that first put me on the map was How I Built a $37 million insurance agency in less than 7 years. I've started several businesses from the ground up using a mentorship-based business model, coaching young kids in their 20s how to become successful. But as my company started to peak, I got betrayed by the very people I mentored. They basically formed a coup against me, setting up an office right across the parking lot from me, and they stole over 2/3 of my company's clients. I still had a huge overhead, a big office space, employees on payroll, and I was losing over $40,000 a month. I stopped paying my mortgage, all my credit cards were maxed out, and I was going deeper and deeper in debt. I couldn't even pay my bills. But worst of all, I felt like I was letting my family down. But that's when I reconnected with my Japanese culture. I started studying the ways of the samurai, the 7 tenets of the Bushido Code, the art of kintsugi, the philosophy of wabi-sabi. And it was these Japanese principles that brought me back to life. I gained a new understanding of what's most important in life. My marriage even got stronger. And I recalibrated my business using an entirely different business model. And a few years later, I was able to pay off all my debt, build a brand new version of my company without any other business partners. And last year was the best year I've had in business in the last 20 years. And so I started thinking, how can I share these samurai principles with other people going through hardships, betrayals, divorces, the kind of challenges where they feel like all hope is lost. And that's when I decided to write this book, The Takeo Effect. It's the sequel to a book I wrote back in 2012 called The Icon Effect. Back when I wrote The Icon Effect, I was a different person. I was the same person, but with a very different perspective on who my true self was. Back then I was intensely focused on power and success. I wanted everything bigger, flashier, shinier. And I had people, groupies actually, telling me how great I was because I had succeeded at such a high level in business. But when I went through this most recent struggle, all those groupies scattered like cockroaches. And I learned that ego gratification is a fake kind of happiness. Your true happiness is something that must be developed from the inside out. It comes from releasing your attachments from what you thought you wanted so badly and coming into an understanding that your true destiny might be something even more beautiful, more meaningful, and more authentic. For me, once I released that insatiable hunger to become more and more financially successful, when I let go of my attachments, ironically, my business grew exponentially. They say the bird perched on the branch doesn't fear the branch breaking because its faith isn't rooted in the strength of the branch. Its faith is rooted in the strength of its wings. And that's what this book, The Takeo Effect, is all about. How to strengthen your wings. In this book, I teach you the same samurai principles that literally saved my life, wrapped into a fictional novel, inspired by the struggles I've been through. And now you can use this book as your playbook to find your true, authentic self. It teaches you that instead of focusing on building your business, you need to focus on building your spirit. And when you do that, the business will follow, and so will the money. I'm Darren Sugiyama, and this is my version of a masterclass.